Hi.
Hello.
Time for a ride. Are you excited for 73 questions?
Okay, the things you make me do. Yes, very excited.
Good.
To talk about myself.
So, where are we going?
We are going to take Bear for a walk, as we do all day, every day.
Oh, hi Bear. There he is there. What type of dog's Bear?
So Bear he's a rescue dog, but when we rescued him, it said on his microchip that he is a Rottie mix. So Mummy must be a Rottie, and I think 100% sure that Dad is a German Shepherd. He's got like such a mix of the two, personality-wise and looks-wise. So that's what we're saying. He's a Rottie German Shepherd, a big scary dog.
What is the best thing about working with dogs?
I guess for most of us, we grew up wanting to work with dogs, so I think it's the fact that you get to hang out with your pals that, like, and this is going to sound really stupid, but you know the way everyone's always like, oh, Dr. Dolittle, oh, you can speak to the animals, and it's like, it's not like a magical thing, but it's a study thing. Once you understand dogs and study dogs and understand dog behaviour and body language, you kind of can speak to the animals. So you hang out with your pals that you're one of the few people that actually speak their language. So I don't know if that sounds a bit weird, but the best thing for me working with dogs is like being in the club, being a dog.
You are Dr. Dolittle.
I'm not
going to call you now.
I'm the opposite of Dr. Dolittle. Anyway, let's get Bear out.
Let's get Bear out. How did you become a behaviourist?
So I'll tell you once we get out.
No worries.
I think for me, especially when I was growing up, I just wanted to work with animals. And then, like most kids, you kind of think, well, that means you're going to be a vet. Wait. Good boy. And then once I got into the world of like doggy daycare and stuff, I saw how many dogs needed training. And then once I started in training, I saw that a lot of dogs did more than training. So just gradually, I guess. And of all, I've been a dog groomer, I've been a dog walker, I've been a pet sitter, I've been a doggy daycare worker, I've been a dog trainer, I've been a behaviourist, I've been everything. And I think being a behaviourist is the most rewarding as well. So I'm sticking there for a while anyway.
Well, what if you weren't a behaviourist? What would you do?
Do you know what? I think I'd be like a builder or an electrician or like something like for figuring things out. I like to figure things out. Oh, do you know what? I'd love to get into like criminology or something like that. And make Netflix shows about murder.
How good would that be? What would you say is your biggest weakness?
Caring too much about what people think about me. It kills me. More so people who know me. I don't want people to like misunderstand me or ever think that I did or said anything that could like hurt someone's feelings and stuff. So worrying about what other people are thinking without like having the balls to ask them, hey, is everything okay? That's probably one of the weaknesses.
What about your biggest strength?
Probably like assuming the best. Like I like doing that, and I like when other people do that. Hey, Mr. Bear. If something happens or something goes wrong, I don't like thinking, oh, that person's out to get me or so-and-so's doing that for selfish reasons. Like, I'm always going to assume the best about what people are doing and their intentions and all situations. Probably naively a little bit. I don't even know if that's a strength. Who knows?
It is now. What makes you angry?
People assuming the worst. People assuming the worst. There's no point in being negative in a world where things go wrong all the time. Why assume things are going to be bad when you're not 100% sure? Assume it's going to be good, because then it's a nicer world to live in.
Very true. Very true. What is one vice that you would give up? Or you wish you could give up?
Oh, biting my nails.
Oh yeah, nail biter.
I keep trying to stop, and then I got to the stage that I was like, I don't care anymore. I bite my nails. But yeah, that's probably my biggest one that I want to give up at some stage.
You could have claws like me.
Yeah, one day.
What are you most excited about these days?
Besides sleep, excited about, what do I get excited about? I just think new adventures, new ideas. Like, my brain is forever like thinking of different things to do. So I love projects, and I love completing projects. So ticking things off is always a fun one.
When do you get this inspiration for all your new projects?
Talking to people, I think generally. One of my best friends is a veterinary nurse, and when I'm with her, it's just like my brain just like explodes, and we just come up with so many ideas and so many thoughts, and we just like, she's a real positive thinker as well, and one of the people that like assumes the best in situations. So when I'm with her, we're forever like coming up with ideas and inspiration. She's very inspirational.
I think we should get into the nitty gritty, to be honest, and it's a really important one.
With the ball.
Sweet or savoury?
I don't like salty. Can you say salty?
I'm gonna.
It's salty savoury.
Would you take salty popcorn over sweet?
Oh yes, any day. So, yeah, that's savoury.
That's savoury. What's the priciest thing you've ever splurged on? Easy for you to say.
Just the car, I guess. I'm not a spender. Like, I don't like labels. I don't care for expensive things or handbags or anything like that. Like, car. It's not really a splurge, is it?
What makes you smile the most?
My kids, like smiling through like grimaced teeth. Probably the kids. Kids and the dog. That's about it.
What's something that people don't know about you?
Probably that I am shy. Probably that I am like socially a panicker. Like, I don't mind going into situations where I feel like I could go on live TV, not a bother. I could go and stand on a stage in front of like 500 people, not a bother. But like social situations, I get far too worried about. And I know it's silly, but I'll add it to my list of vices I need to go.
What about footwear? So you're out in your trainers today, but what is your go-to? Is it trainers?
Yes.
High heels?
No. I mean, long gone are the days of heels. Like, you look at people wearing heels and I'm like, you don't have to do it, take them off. Just take them off. And I like, anytime when I was younger, like, we'd always go out in these crazy massive heels. And like, you're taking them off after you've had a few drinks. You're not wearing them, it's only for photos. So definitely never ever heels. Comfortable footwear. My dad always says, invest in your footwear and invest in your mattress, because if you're not in one, you're in the other, which makes sense. So
I love that. What makes you feel most like yourself?
Oh, being in nature. Anytime that I'm around like trees, water, woodlands, away from people. I love people. I do like people. I like spending time with people, but I love going places. I did zoology in college, and one of the, I don't even know what even module it was, but one of the field trips that we did, we had to go to like countryside, and you'd look at the view and you had to point out anything that was man-made. So like telephone poles, cars, roads, houses, anything that was man-made. And it just made you realize how much, when you think you're in nature, you're actually really not. So if I can go somewhere where I can't see anything that's been man-made, I can breathe and I'm happy.
So right now you're in your element.
I can see so much man-made stuff. No, I can see.
That's
like,
a natural shoot.
No, the grass has been cut. You need to point that out. There's fencing, and then all the houses and stuff. So no, this isn't good enough. I need fresh air. I need nature and space.
Other than your fresh air and space, what are 3 things that you couldn't live without?
Oxygen, food and water.
Your mum's funny. Okie dokie. Do you feel like going to the movies, or do you prefer to sit at home?
For watching? Oh, go to the cinema.
Oh, you're a cinema person.
I never get
with
to
your
go.
salty popcorn.
Oh, popcorn. But I literally, like, I've gone to the cinema like twice in like 5 or 6 years, and it's like, to me, it's like the ultimate luxury is going to the cinema. It's just like getting that 3 hours of like no phone signal and like total distraction, total focus on the movie. But life just gets in the way. So got to see The Little Mermaid, got to see The Lion King, and they were the only 2 movies I got to go see in the last like 6 years. But my little girl is now nearly 5, so she managed to sit through the whole of The Little Mermaid. So I'm like, yes, a companion for kids' movies. It's finally worth being a parent.
If you were on a plane, would you rather a window or an aisle seat, or are you some weirdo that likes the middle?
Oh no, we like the middle. Aisle seat definitely. I don't like having to like disturb people if I want to get up. So at least with the aisle seat, you're the one being disturbed.
Would you rather a night in or a night out?
Oh, in. I never go out. I stopped drinking last December, and I was never really a drinker anyway, just because I couldn't deal with hangovers and stuff. So definitely night in. I don't go out.
What's the best concert you've ever been to?
This is probably a silly one. I've been to a lot of concerts. I used to live in Dublin, and we'd go to a lot of gigs when we lived in Dublin. But one of the best, unexpectedly, one of the best concerts I've ever been to was Enrique Iglesias. And then I went with my friend Lindsay when we were 17, and literally it was just electric. And then a few years later, my sister for my birthday got me tickets for Enrique again, and because she'd heard me waffling on about how good it was, and we went there, and like after 10 minutes she was like, oh my god, I see what you're talking about. It was incredible. And then we went to Paolo Nutini a few weeks ago, which was same things, just the energy. You know, sometimes you go to a concert and it's like the room is buzzing and it's just that real like experience. Paolo Nutini and Enrique Iglesias are the ones to go to for an experience.
They're quite similar looking, do you think?
No.
I don't think that.
No, absolutely nothing alike.
What about your movies? You were saying about the Little Mermaid, so what's your favourite movie?
Oh, my favourite movie, no one will know it actually, and if you do know it, you're lucky. Into the West. It's an Irish movie about Ozzy and Tato, these two little boys that run away with their horse, and it's an Irish institutional movie. You have to see it. It's a lovely movie.
Now this is going to be a teller of your age, but who is your first celebrity crush?
Stephen Gately from Boyzone.
Mate,
The last.
do you want to say edit that one out?
I love Stephen Gately. I loved him. And one time when we were living in Dublin, we had gone to see Hercules, but my dad works in RTE, so he used to get us like free passes to all this stuff. And when we went to see the movie, Stephen Gately came out at the end and sang the song, but I was too shy to like go down and try and say hello or anything. But Stephen Gately, the man, the legend.
What about your favourite TV show?
Do you know what I've been watching a lot of recently? The older ones that were good ones, because I don't see much that's good. So Gavin and Stacey, I mean, you cannot get better than Gavin and Stacey, but recently we're watching Father Ted and the IT Crowd. Those kind of ones go back to old school where it was just genuinely funny stuff without having to be too PC.
Now, speaking of TV, you recently starred in the Dog Academy on Channel 4.
Yes.
What's the best thing about being on TV?
Oh, that's an easy one. It's just like getting information to the masses, because there's so much information that I wish people would understand about dogs and dog behaviour. So when you're on TV and you've over 1 million viewers, it's a quick and easy way to do my job.
And what did you enjoy most about filming it?
Just, you know what I enjoyed the most about it? Like, TV has such a reputation of being like a nasty industry, but the production company on the Dog Academy, like, at the start I assumed it was all pretend, fake, nicey, but as I got to work with them, it was genuinely the most pleasant experience I've ever been on, and not because it was all like pandering to people, just because they were all genuinely nice people and genuine animal lovers. That was what was really important too, because often with the TV world, it's pretend, it's, oh yeah, of course we care about this, but we really don't, we want to get the show done. Whereas with the Dog Academy, the production company, 5 Mile Films, run by just an incredible, lovely soul, he then made sure that all his staff were just good people. So I think just the whole team and the whole energy when we were filming it was just like really enjoyable, really nice, kind.
That's all very nice and happy, but what did you not like? What did you enjoy the least?
Oh, it's like being away from the kids, because it was intense. They're long days, you're gone away, and when you're gone away, you're in a bubble, so you're not really remembering to like check in as frequently as you'd like to. So being away from the kids really was the only hard part.
Who or what inspires you in your career?
I don't know, can I say myself? I don't know, I just think that I just do what I want to do because I believe in it and I want to do it, and it makes sense to me. So like, obviously other people in the dog industry, like, you respect them, you love what they do, but I don't know, I don't really get inspired, I just graft, you know, I'm just a hard worker.
This doesn't necessarily need to be work related, but it can be. What's the best piece of advice you've received?
Well, my dad just would lecture at us the whole time when we were kids, but he's a great one for giving us like stories that have messages that stick with you. So there's two really, but the quick one would be Feed the Good Wolf. So what it's a story about, basically there's two wolves inside everyone. Do you know it? There's two wolves inside everyone, a good wolf and a bad wolf. And it's like they're always fighting to see who's in control of you, who makes the decisions, and the bad wolf would be the one that like chucks the litter on the ground and is mean to someone else in school, or like steals the last piece of cake. And then the good wolf makes the right decisions and the wholesome decisions. And then in the moral of the story, anyway, it's a long story, the point of it is, well, which wolf wins, which wolf is in control, and it's whichever wolf you feed. So basically every time you make a good wholesome decision, you're making the good wolf more powerful, every time you make like a selfish or like not good decision, you're feeding the bad wolf. And it's true, the more you do the right thing, the easier it becomes to do the right thing.
Are you a good wolf or a bad wolf?
He's a
mister?
very good wolf.
What's your pet peeve? Is it me following you with?
No. I don't know, am I going back to people assuming like the worst in situations? Probably that one again. People making, like, assuming bad things are happening and making bad decisions, like, and just being negative. There's no point. I'm a glass half full kind of person, and I just think everyone should be.
What is your biggest regret?
I don't really have any regrets. Like, I always say, like, you know, everything's a learning opportunity. So, like, if something happens that didn't go the way you wanted it to go or whatever, it develops you to who you are. So, no regrets.
What's heavily played on your music playlist right now?
Paolo Nutini, like literally. That's like all we do. The kids go to bed and we put on Paolo and we just go through the exact same songs every night on repeat until we go to bed.
This is like a plug for Paolo.
It is on there. I actually had a dream the other night because my mum introduced us to Paolo Nutini when we were kids. Well, when we were like 18, 19. And I had a dream last night that my mum, or the night before last, that I was with my mum and mum was friends with Paolo and we were just like, ooh, hanging it out and like going to pubs and he'd play concert, like play gigs in the pubs and stuff. So that was fun.
What's your favourite board game?
Scrabble. Because I always win.
Always. How do you approach taking time off work? Because it is difficult being...
Yeah, I mean, just leaving your phone. Just leaving my phone. So if we're going for a walk or going for a nice day out or anything like that, and I have the kids with me, then just leave my phone. Someone needs me, they can get my partner.
What's something an outsider wouldn't know about your industry?
So much stuff, let me tell you. The main thing is that it's unregulated. So anyone can say they're a professional and take money off you and give you advice. The quality of the advice is not the same. So generally we'd assume, and I might be wrong, but you'd assume one mechanic is the same as another mechanic, one dentist is the same as another dentist. At least they're regulated industries, whereas when it comes to dog training, it's literally like saying one babysitter is the same as another babysitter, when we know that's not the case. So yeah, that it's unregulated and you might be putting money into the hands of someone who's not going to give you safe advice, which is a shame. Get your ball.
So I think Bear's guilty pleasure is his ball. Yeah. What is yours?
The Kardashians.
Oh!
I love it, and it's not a guilty pleasure, it's a pleasure. I'm just not allowed to watch it.
What Kardashian are you?
Chloe. Chloe. And the good one.
Have you finished any books recently?
I literally have read the first book I've read in like since I started my career a few weeks ago, called Strange Sally Diamond. My friend, the veterinary nurse, she told me I had to read it, so I read it, and it was just such a luxury to like escape the world for a while, because usually when I have time off I'll read a dog book or I'll read a behaviour book or I'll do study or I'll do a webinar or whatever it is. So reading a book was like such a treat for me, so I thoroughly enjoyed it. Need to do it more often.
Getting the time.
Getting the time.
What makes you feel accomplished?
Ticking off things on my list.
Are you a big lister?
Big lister, not a big ticker.
What has been your career highlight that you're most proud of?
Getting my research published in the Irish Veterinary Journal, because like that, it was a graft, it was hard work. But it means I can say that I'm like a published scientist in a peer-reviewed paper, which like not many people get to say. And I did when I was doing my master's in Newcastle in animal behaviour. It was actually the dissertation that I did for my master's that I got published, and I was the first person on that course to ever get their work published. So I was like a bee in my bonnet. I was like, I'm getting this published, no matter how hard it was. And it was hard, but it was worth it.
Now, you've mentioned that you're shy, but you are very accomplished. So I wonder, do you consider yourself to be good at networking?
No. That's like a dirty word in my brain. It's just like anything, like if someone said, okay, we're going to bring you to somewhere where bring your business cards. I don't have business cards. I don't do that. The idea of taking out a business card and handing it to someone literally makes my toes curl up so much so that I can't walk. So no, I'm not good at networking.
Have you ever had imposter syndrome?
Every day.
Really?
Every day.
How do you start your day?
Tired. Finish it tired. Cup of tea, and then I'm awake.
What is your favourite time of the year?
Christmas. I love cozy. I love like bad weather fair. When you're inside and the world outside is all snowy or rainy, and just being cozy.
I want to know, are you more into looks or brains?
Oh. Like, what's humour, brain?
Yeah, I'd say
I
so.
like tall people. But I like people that make me laugh.
Tall,
so-
funny people.
Yeah.
Like Paolo Nutini.
He's not tall.
Or funny.
No.
If you could switch lives with one person for a day, who would it be?
Do you know what? Just someone who has millions in the bank and is having a big spa day in the woods. Just swap with anyone that is having peace and quiet, relaxation, nature. Done.
What's one thing you've always wanted to try but you've been too scared to do it?
Oh, do you know what? That's an easy one. Do you know what I'd love to do? It's meant to be really good for you, but I could never do it. Those ice baths. It's meant to like give you such a long lasting hit of dopamine, but absolutely no will I ever do it.
Take it you're a rather too cold than too hot person. No, too hot than too cold.
I prefer to be too hot than too cold. I'm always cold. I'm Irish. I think Irish people are always cold.
What's one thing you wish you knew at the age of 19?
That, like, I was so insecure when I was younger, and that, like, actually no one's paying any attention to you. So everyone's so insecure about themselves at that age that they don't have time to look at others and point fingers. So just not worry so much about what other people think about me because they're not thinking about me.
Beside your wallet or phone, what couple of must-have purse items would you have?
Oh, like, I have everything in my handbag. I'll have, like, spare socks for the kids. I'll have a tennis ball. I'll have a hammer. You find the most random things in my bag. But nothing essential, really.
So we're in lovely Glasgow, sunny as always. If you weren't living here, where would you be living?
I'd be living in Cork, I guess. I always said growing up that, like, I'd never live outside of Ireland. Even if I won the Euro Millions, I'd never move. And then I met a boy.
And then here you are.
And here I am.
If you're in a bad mood, do you prefer to be left alone or someone to cheer
Oh,
you up?
leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Just give me peace and quiet. I think
Definitely
there's a theme
noted.
establishing here. I need peace and quiet.
Noted. Where is the best holiday you've ever been?
Well, we always just go to Portugal. We've friends out in Portugal, so we go there like a couple of times a year. Me and my sister went to we went to New York at Christmas one year, and I left my phone in the car intentionally when we went, and we had the most romantic, magical trip, just me and my sister. It was incredible. We woke up in the first morning at like 4 a.m, and we were looking out the window, and then Meg realised that, oh my god, it's snowing, Christmas, New York. Went out, there was like no footprints in the ground. We were the first people out. Thick snow. We went to Macy's and met Santa. Yeah, that was a special one. I loved that trip.
So you seem quite sentimental, so does that mean that you've cried at a movie? And if so, what one?
Yes, anyone. Give me a movie and I will cry. I was talking to someone recently about the movie I Am Sam. I Am Sam is just like the saddest, most emotional movie probably I've ever seen. Kids and animals, if there's kids and animals in it, and if it's like Heartbreaker, yeah, I'm done.
What about confrontation? Would you say you're a confrontational person?
It takes a lot. It would take a lot to make me snap. And then when I do snap, I'm good. I'm good at it. My words come out like that, these big, big words, and just my points are sharp and I'm sassy. Like, you get me on a bad day, and if I do turn confrontational, you're not going to win. You're really not going to win.
What's one talent you wish you had?
Oh, to sing.
Can you not sing?
Sing all my Paolo and Nutini songs.
Of course.
I can absolutely not sing. And sometimes I just like openly sing to my best ability just to entertain myself with how bad it is. I can't sing.
You mentioned your sister. Do you have other siblings? And what's your relationship like with them?
3 sisters. Yeah, we're best friends. We're very... we're like a team. One's living in Australia, so we don't get to see Martha. Katie's back over in Ireland. She's like the mummy of us all. And then Meg lives here in Scotland as well, so I get to see her as much as we can, but there's just not enough time. But yeah, I love my sisters.
Which family member do you confide in the most?
Meg, my younger sister, the one that's living here. She's my best friend.
Is that because she is here, do you think?
No, me and Meg were like best friends all our life. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a vet, so she wanted to be a vet nurse. Like, that's what we're like.
We mentioned Paolo a lot and Stephen Gately. What's your favourite band though? Not singer?
Skinny Living. Skinny Living are amazing. Have you heard of Skinny Living?
No.
No, so they're going to be big soon. They've been around a long time, but not mainstream yet. But I think they're about to go mainstream. Main guy's from Belfast and moved over to somewhere in the UK. But their songs are just stories. They're brilliant.
You heard it here first, guys.
Yeah.
What's a superpower you wish you had?
Freeze time. Freeze time, I guess, is a good one in so many ways. Like, stop the kids growing up so quick. Freeze time so that I can run around and get the house cleaned. Freeze time so I can tick some jobs off my list. Freeze time.
Speaking of time, what's something you don't want to be doing in 10 years' time?
Cleaning the house.
Hopefully it doesn't take you 10 years to clean it. What is the cutest thing on planet Earth? Bears listening.
Woodlice. I'm obsessed with woodlice. In Ireland we call them fat pigs. So woodlice are, you know, the little kind of grey little shells. So woodlice are the only land crustacean. So they like crabs and what else is crustacean? Like shrimps and prawns and all that stuff. But they breathe through spiracles in their back. So when they go dry, they need it to be moist, because if they go dry, they can't breathe through the spiracles. So whenever I see woodlice, I put like a little drop of water on them.
Oh, that's
so I
cute.
love. Oh, and they eat the heavy metals in the soil.
There you go.
Pretty good.
What is the best thing that's happened to you this year?
Getting there. I'm always very quick to tell people that we adopted him in January, because he did show up soon after Christmas, and I wouldn't want people to think that we got him at Christmas. So he came 8th of January, we picked him up. And he's just like transformed the household. It just feels so much more peaceful having a dog there, you know, it just feels right.
What movie makes you laugh the hardest?
Oh, Step Brothers. Probably. Anything with Will Ferrell in it.
Do you believe in second chances?
Yeah, 100%. What was I saying earlier about like learning, regrets and stuff? Like, life is full of learning, so when you go through life, if you make mistakes, you learn from it. So yeah, 100% second chances for everyone. And thirds and fourths and fifths and sixths. As many chances as people need.
I like that. Now, we spoke about your holiday, your favourite holiday, and what you really like is nature and everything. So I'm just wondering, what would be your ideal vacation if you could put everything together?
Oh, I know. I'd love to go to log cabins in like some ski resort and just like drink hot chocolate and like be indoors and fires and cozy and all wrapped up and warm, and then go out to the snow. I think that would be a nice one.
What's your favourite thing in the whole world?
That's a tough question. I mean, you gotta see your kids, don't you?
Let's say that you
Besides
don't.
the kids and the dog and the partner and all that kind of stuff. My favourite thing in the banana ice cream.
Well, that came out of nowhere. Said no one ever.
Except for me.
What is your favourite colour?
Purple, pink, grey, navy. Navy.
That's quite a few.
Yeah.
Do you like surprises?
Yeah.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
lovely. Thank you for that one.
What's one thing you had to learn the hard way?
Listen to other people. Listen to other people, because you think you can do everything yourself and often you can't. And the phrase of buy cheap, buy twice, like I always give out to people about like hiring dog trainers that aren't as qualified or competent as they should be, but like I'm forever like trying to find a bargain and trying to find a cheap way to do things, and then I end up having to do it again. So probably that.
Other than me right now, what's something you're tired of?
Being tired. I'm so tired of being tired, because you can only say I'm tired so many times before it becomes tiring.
Who do you turn to when you feel sad?
My partner.
What did you want to do at the age of 12?
Be a vet.
So it's been
Animals.
it's always been animals. Brilliant. Well, thank you so much
That
for
is done.
doing my questions.
Okay, I shall get out of here.
Bye. I'm gonna walk this way.